Hi everyone, our journal page. Today I'm working in my paper bag journal, and this page is going to start with the colors. I've seen a bird with these colors and I just wanted to try and do something interesting. I've got here this is chestnut, rust, tomato. I've got antique gold, although it doesn't look like, and some oxide green. It really doesn't matter what the name is, what brand is. This I've picked at my cheap store. I just want to play with the colors and see what happens. So I'm starting with the chestnut and rust and the red. I think we'll see what happens, how they react to each other. And I'm just going to start putting this on my page, and this is going to be quite random. Let's see with the rust how it's going. Yeah, quite nicely. I thought it would be a little bit darker, but you never know until you put it on the page. I've gessoed my pages in advance. Let's see with the red. Nice. I'm adding a little bit more of the chestnut. The red is a little bit, I don't know, cold, not as warm as I wanted, so I'm just mixing it. Just going to go and cover everything with these colors and start building from this. I've put masking tape in the middle, as I've shown in my video of how to make this kind of a journal from paper bags. This is stitched and I don't like the paint to seep inside, so that's why I'm putting masking tape in the middle and then gessoing. So I need more of the chestnut. I think I'll just put it in several places like this. Yeah, and letting everything mix. It's still wet, so they mix quite nicely. I'm really liking the rust with the chestnut. Basically orange and burnt umber. Really doesn't matter. That's one of the things I like with this journal, that I can, because it's just paper bag, I'm just smearing paint. It's just freedom to do whatever without worrying what will happen. More of this. So as you can see, I just smearing everything. Maybe I will add a little bit of this yellow. Looks more ochre. Just mixing with the rest of the paint which is still wet. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. So this is the start. Now I need for this to dry before I continue. I'll be back. I'm back. So this is dry. I want to add details and visual texture to my page. I decided to go with words. I've got this stencil and I'm going to do this, I think, on both sides with the yellow, with the antique gold. I just hope it will work because this is quite runny, so we'll see how it goes. I'm taking a makeup sponge and I'm dabbing it, and so I don't have too much excess. I don't know how it will go. Let's start and see. If it won't work, I will have to change to heavy-bodied acrylic paint and not this runny thing. Let's see. Let's start and oh, okay, because it's only for the details and to add texture to the back, it just works. It doesn't need to be red, and it does need to stay in the back and not take over the page. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not even concerned about accuracy of the stenciling. Let's see. Oh, I really like it. So I'm going to keep at it. I think I'm doing it also on this side. The only thing is that maybe, just maybe, I think maybe I'll flip it over just so it would be even more interesting, because then the shapes of the letters are still the same but upside down, or maybe I'll even do it like this. I don't know. I'm just playing with it, as I said, for an added texture in the back, visual texture, and that's it. So I'm going to keep at it and I'll come back. Okay, so finished stenciling. I hope you can see how it looks, because there is some glare from the headlight that I have here, and I'm moving on to my focal image. Now I had this image from a magazine which I thought of using at first, and then I decided that no, I wanted it to look like a sketch. So what I've done is I took tissue paper, white tissue paper, put it on the image, traced the major lines and just played with it until I was satisfied. So here goes. That's what I have here. I'm going to take out this image. I don't need all this excess, and I'm going to use a fine brush with a little bit of water, like we do with napkins, with paper napkins. I'm going around the image. Of course I could use scissors, but I'm not that concerned about fussy cutting it. So now gently I'm just separating it. I've used a permanent marker to do the sketch, and I hope that when I'm gluing it, it won't react. It doesn't supposed to be, but from past experience, sometimes it does. Don't know why. but that's how it goes. So I've got my image here, and where is the glue? Okay, I've got some matte medium left that I want to finish. Otherwise I would just use plain white glue, and I'm debating how to go about it. I think I'll put a nice amount here on the page. Yeah, I'll go over everything because I think always that even if it says it's matte and it's not turning shiny, I like the page to be consistent. So now I'm just putting a nice coat for my image, and let's put it here. And now I'm going over like so. Working from the inside towards the outside so I won't have air bubbles. Don't mind wrinkles, I just don't want air bubbles. I'm just pushing it into the fold here. And when it dries, it will disappear more. Not completely, but disappear more into the background. Just need a little bit more. Yeah. And now I'm just going over the rest so everything will look the same. And it never hurts to have to seal your page. There are going to be more layering, but for now I'm just doing this, sealing everything and making sure it will look the same. And there are some places like the tissue paper still white, as if it didn't adhere so well, but just with my finger I'm putting pressure in a circular move so it won't tear, just pressing it down. Okay, again, this needs to dry before we continue. I'll be back. Okay, so this is dry and I don't like the leftover white here, so I just took the same colors I had in the background, the rust and the chestnut, and with a brush I'm just with a little bit of paint going over the outside just to make it more disappear. That's what happens when you are not fussy cutting, but that's okay. Just going around and making this white disappear. Smearing with my finger because I've put too much here. This is not an exact science, I'm just trying to blend it more. Okay, I'm thinking that maybe later I will go in with some color on the inside, not sure yet. What I am sure that I want to go and now add this color that I've put in advance, and I have this stencil that I was planning on putting on here. Let's see. Just so I can put it without mixing it with the other colors. And now I'm thinking that I want something else with this, that I don't want white, it would be too much on this page. I've got this mushroom color just because when I'm stenciling I like to have variation in the color and not a solid mess of it. And let's see, I think it will go here. I'm starting with this turquoise or whatever, and as I go I will add from the mushroom color, just so I will have, as I said, variation. Now I'm adding a little bit from the mushroom color and dabbing. I don't want to excess paint so it won't go underneath my stencil, although a lot of times with the dabbing it does. Let's see how it looks. It can be horrible because not everything that goes on a bird feathers can be translated to an art journal page, but that was my inspiration for this page. Just a photo of a bird I've seen. I don't even remember the name of the bird. It's quite a translucent, this paint, so I'm just dabbing again and again to add more. Let's see. Okay, this is interesting. I'm not sure about it yet. It still can be a catastrophe. I'm thinking that I need to add more of it. I've got another one here. Small one, small branch. Okay, and just more here. Okay, I'm not sure about it quite yet, and I think I need more on this side to counteract this side. I haven't really planned, just knew what color I wanted and basically what stencils I wanted, but that's it. Otherwise it's not planned. Okay, so I'm doing this here. What the worst that could happen? So I'm just going to continue stenciling this, and I'll be back. So finished stenciling. I'm now going in here and using a flash color to go inside. I'm using a soft brush with a very dry soft brush with a little paint as I can, and I'm just going and smearing it as dry as it can be, just to spread it without creating a thick layer of paint, so it would be more prominent on the page without popping out too much. Best explanation I can give you. Now, a tip about flash color. I've seen in a lot of groups on Facebook that do all kinds of art. People are asking how to create flash color if you don't have a ready-made, and I've got a tip for you. You take, if you've got any kind of cosmetics, and you've got, if it's a powder, makeup, or a concealer, or anything in flash color that we are supposed to put on our faces, take the powder or the makeup, even if it's not a powder and it's like a cream or whatever, and mix it with white glue, and you will have your paint. So, and of course you will have to play with it until you get the consistency you want. If you want it translucent or if you want it opaque, really up to you, but that's how the easiest way to create flash color. I'm trying to be really careful here on her face, and when it's dry, and it already is dry because I'm really spreading thin a layer of this, then I will go with the permanent marker and go over what I've covered. I haven't decided if I'm going to do the same for her dress and which color it would be. I just wanted to do the flesh parts. So just going over the lines. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. The dress definitely needs to, I have to do something about it. I just don't know which color to choose. Moving on, I want some stamping, and I've got this stamps I've made. These are made from craft foam, and I just made the indentation freehand with a pen. You just go with a pen and press it down and make your design. So I'm going to try and do it with a permanent ink pad. This is Memento Tuxedo Black, and hope for the best. It doesn't always take ink well, so if it doesn't, I will just switch to acrylic paint. Let's hope this will work. So, and I'm pressing it down. Good enough for me. Switching to another one. I just don't want my image, this one, to be floating in the air, and I also want to add some more visual texture. Yeah. I'm just doing this so it would be easier for me. Maybe acrylic paint would have been more prominent, but that's good enough for me. At least you can choose whatever you want to do. I have this stamp that I made. This one is also from a craft foam, and I wanted to use it, but something went not completely, I don't know, it doesn't print well. It worked and then it stopped working, don't know why. This was made, the indentation were made with a soldering iron. Yeah, good enough. And now I'm thinking if I want it somewhere else. Okay, moving on. I'm going to do her a dress. I'm going to use this color, and I just want it a little bit darker, so it will be different from the color here, but still in the same group. So I'm thinking of adding a little bit of this blue. This is just saying dark blue. So let's put something here, and again I'm going to take some soft brush and put very little paint here and spreading it in thin layer as much as I can. The fact that I have sealed everything is helping me now spread the paint in thin layer, otherwise it would have soaked into the paper and I wouldn't have be able to spread it like I am doing right now. I'm trying to keep the darker blue here where I have leaves, so they will be separated by color. So just moving to this color as I go in, away from the leaves. It also helps to create a more dimensional look. So I'm going to continue doing this and I'll be back. I'm back. So finished with this. I've also went with the chestnut and added a little bit dry brushing here to her hair, and I still feel I need something to add in here to the back. So I've got this stencil, I think this one from Deco Art, and I'm gonna use, let's see, what I've got left from this yellow and what I've got left from this mushroom. I'm gonna mix them together and hope for the best. And let's see, I need some clean makeup sponge, and let's see. Okay, so I've got my makeup sponge and I just want to add in several places. I'm taking the mushroom paint here, mixing it here with the yellow, and again dabbing. Because I've already got the yellow here in the back, I'm adding the mushroom to make it a little bit lighter and more noticeable. Just another layer to my background. And let's do one here. Quite random where I think it's needed. And as you can see, I'm not doing the whole thing each time. Sometimes it's the whole and sometimes a part of it. Just playing around. Yeah. Okay, so now for the finish, I want some of the words I had here that I've put in the back. I really like this stencil, and let's see, I need some. I think I'm going with black now. I want it to show, so let's put some black here. And I want all the words, but let's see, let's start with something and we'll see where it's going. I'm starting with this, taking a little bit, again dabbing. I think I need another sponge. I keep dabbing at it because it doesn't seem to take, so sorry. Okay, good enough. Wonder, let's do this cover. Probably should have masked the words that I don't want, but I'll try to be careful. under this cover, and I do have a little bit of running, but never mind. And let's see. Let's do one of the larger ones, maybe shine. Yeah. Yeah, wonder, discover, shine, and create. Yeah, I'm gonna do this one. Yeah, this is it. That's my page. I am really liking it. Not my usual colors. I need to get used to it, but yeah. Now the only thing I'm going to do is take a permanent marker and just do some fixing to the words here, to the letters. Not much to it. This is a double-sided one. This is from Office Supplies. It's supposed to be for writing on CDs, and it's just great. No brand, no nothing. And of course it's from the cheap store. So as you can see, I'm just doing little fix-up to the letters, but not much to it. Yeah, I think I'll leave it be. Good enough. Yeah, so that's my page. I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for leaving me comments below, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.